Capricorn, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for February 29th through the 6th of March, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to this type of astrology, be sure to click the link for more information because the signs are different. All right, so Capricorn, this weekend, approaching the end of this week, we've got the South Node conjoining up to Chiron. So this is a very healing energy, and it's specifically with healing the old energies, the unbalanced energies, the things that we can really be grateful and accept in our life, which then leads to spiritual liberation. And so the area of life for you specifically here is involving that third house of communication for you, or of anything that's about learning, the practical aspects of life, the immediate environment, community, socializing, peers. That's been an area that's been going through this, releasing over these past 2 years, and now you're finishing up with that. The South Node is finishing that third house transit, is going to go into your second house, and so with Chiron conjoining up to it, Chiron's also shifting into this area. There's this opportunity now, especially over the weekend, to heal any type of feelings about the past associated with this, any over or under extremes involving concern or obsession or wanting to figure out the communication or the everyday stuff or the more intellectual, practical aspects of things. That's what the third house really symbolizes. So it's not about really figuring it out. That's the North Node, is the more conscious side. This is the unconscious. This is the spiritual. So it's about feeling it, right? What are some things that, in terms of the busy, the exchanging, the communication, that kind of stuff, that might be taken to an over or under extreme in your life, that you can heal and you can be aware of and really be grateful for what you have there. And that allows you to move into this life path energy that much more healthfully. So this is the life path shift, which is shifting into your 8th house this early part of the year, which is all about the deep connections of life, the truth of life. So this is uncovering more about yourself. This is uncovering more about the different areas of life, and all in all, how you can have a really deep connection to yourself and to life. And you've already had a lot of wisdom about this. Jupiter's been in here, but a lot of it's retrograde. It's reflective. It's internalized at the moment. So it's good to kind of get your feet wet, try new things with it, and learn about it. But here specifically with that healing, it can launch you into that new direction in a much healthier sort of sense. So let's go ahead and look at this as it builds up, because that's going to be the weekend. Here on Monday and Tuesday, we have Venus sextiling up to your ruler Saturn. So there's this enjoyment to be had. In fact, you guys could be feeling good, looking good with Venus in your first house. This is enjoying maybe the goals, the assertiveness, the relationships and whatnot. So that's going on, and it's actually a good week for a lot of that stuff relating to self and relationships. It's going to be seen by it being quite grounded with your ruler, and then also vice versa. You've got Venus well aspect up to your ruler, so you've got that positive Venusian energy with you in the chart, which is Saturn. Represents that aspect of yourself. So so it's really emphasizing that it could be good for asserting yourself, moving forward, enjoying life, and the more interrelated aspects of life as well. Now Saturn is in your 11th house, so you guys are continuing, I think, with actualizing your goals, your ideals in the bigger sense, your visions for the future, maybe community things for some of you and progressive things for others, in that sense. Now, in terms of this Uranus, it's going to be new and exciting. This is going to be Venus sextiling up to Uranus on Wednesday and Thursday. So there's something new here, and depending on the extent of that, depends on your personal chart. But it's about that, again, immediate environment and the communication. So it's great for learning, being open to learning new things, could be new information or whatever. And again, just mixing up that self-image and whatnot. It can also be a good week for your self-expression and your career in that sense, since Venus rules both your 5th and your 10th. Could be quite grounded, and again, maybe changing things up can be quite exciting with those areas. Now, as we approach the weekend, Mercury does shift into Aquarius, so there's more energy going into your second house, which has already been an area of focus. I think you've probably been quite focused on your values, maybe the material aspects of life, the good meal, the relaxation, being grateful for what you have with Neptune there. And with Mercury, now I think you'll be thinking more about it probably, or working more with the material stuff, maybe the finances or the material values of your life, creating more material security, or being grateful, enjoying with working with what you have in that sense. And that could be quite relaxing. It could be quite tranquil. It could be connecting to nature, in fact. And there's a lot to understand about that too with Mercury here. Now, over the weekend, we do have some important aspects. One is that your ruler Saturn is going to be squared by the Sun, and then Mercury is going to be squared by Mars. So the weekend's very integrated, and it's important to have that awareness and that balance with these areas, again, specifically with your values, because we are going to have a solar eclipse in Aquarius and Pisces next week, early next week. So as we approach that, there are these new beginnings that are shaping up, major new beginnings with your values, with your material security, and even the communication and the immediate stuff in that sense. So with this, as we, this weekend, as we approach that solar eclipse, it's good to see the grounded approach to your values, right? Whether it's, being, firm with your finances, or, really tightening the belt with your enjoyments and enjoying the more grounded and earthly and natural aspects of life in that sense with Saturn. And with Mars too, I think you could be quite intent, quite motivated on your career stuff, which I think has been a big emphasis for you. So being aware of that and integrating that in a nice balance and healthy sense will be important also. It's this integration of your values and maybe your productive or career sort of pursuits. Now, as we go into next week, the Sun does sextile up to Pluto, so there is that shift going into Monday. And so this is on a minor note, but it could be maybe easygoing and something shifting with those values as well. Now, the major energy of the weekend, though, is going to be that Chiron, who is leaving your second house of the values and going over the south node. All right, so again, there's this spiritual energy. It's about being observant of the self, of the spiritual side, healing any wounds relating to the over-under extremes of the mental energy, of wanting to understand things and learn or exchange or whatever. And that in and of itself, that healing will be a great sort of foundation and helping you move into this life path of the deep, meaningful, watery, and even passionate energies of life, which is that north node shifting into that 8th house. All right, Capricorn, so I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week.